Did you experiment?
It ain't nothing like yeah. But I mean, from the beginning though, if your mom was like y'all mom was battling drug addiction.
Yeah, facts.
Your father.
Mom been clean for a little over a year now. Shout out to her.
About a year and a half. She's
doing
wonderful.
fantastic.
Got her a new crib. She's doing wonderful.
She doing good.
Yeah, very proud of her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
You want to talk about it?
Talk about what? What now? Oh, me battling with drug addiction?
Mm-hmm.
I'll
you
talk
personally?
About it. Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Getting back, we took a brief intermission, man. But before we left off, I was asking you. Now you was about to go into like.
We was checking this microphone.
I start whatever you want to ask. We could go from there.
I look goofy with this. This the microphone, so.
So y'all can hear both.
Know why? Y'all gonna what the fuck is that on this hat?
On the Burberry hat though.
They gonna be like, he getting old finally.
With the Burberry shorts.
my nigga aging like Benjamin Button.
I pulled this shit out to go wash my motherfucking truck in, man. You feel me?
You ain't in the Mozzie today,
yeah? No, man, y'all better, yeah. You feel me? This what I put on. Go wash the truck in. You know what I'm popping when I'm saying. No, let me stop. You know what I'm popping out in.
No, they don't.
They don't need to know.
Yeah, nah.
But now getting back to it on a serious note though, you was about to, I guess, go into drug addiction. I had my own question, but
let's start with that. Then we'll move forward. Yeah. We'll start with your question.
Man, hey man, when I was gonna ask you, so y'all got the same mom. You said I've been opening y'all said she been clean for a year now. You said new home, you know, she back in order, you know. You said healthy, that's a beautiful thing, that's a blessing. A lot of people don't shake back from stuff like that. But like as a child, you know, I don't know if she was in and out your life, or if you had a father that was around, and how that kind of affected you as far as like, did you ever fall victim to any type of abuse, anything like that because of the absence?
Well, what I will say is, by the grace of God, I've never experienced no sexual abuse.
Nothing like
Nobody
that.
never touched me or nothing of that sort. That's not a thing. Like, for the most part, he made sure I was straight, even when he was a kid. Him and his friends used to go steal shit for me to eat from the grocery store. Like, it used to be 20 niggas. Like, he said that they used to come over and ask him to play or whatever, and he'd be like, I gotta watch my sister. He told me, I don't know who came up with the idea. One day they knocked the door, and he said, I gotta watch. They like, we know, nigga, we coming in. From that day forward, it was just all, it's a million niggas in there, and you know, they made sure I was straight. But I mean, if we go, the worst thing that I can come across as far as dealing with my mother and her addiction, because like I said, I do not have fond memories of her until I'm about 7. I can really only remember Sweezee and my Uncle Jane. On my like 8th or 9th birthday or whatever, like I used to always see like Chore Boy in her drawers and shit when I went to drawer. Back then I didn't know what
Chore Boy is.
No, what's that?
Oh.
Okay, so Chore Boy like a like a SOS
like
pad,
a
a Brillo.
Oh yeah.
So they cut a piece of that off to use as like a filter in a stem. You know the stem is
the smoke.
crack.
Yeah.
The smoke crack.
Yeah. So she been smoking crack since she was 16. She started using heroin when she was 32. Oh no. So she started using heroin when she was 32. But anyway, so it was like my birthday. I don't know, for whatever reason I was going up there. I had to sleep over. I'm going through the drawers and I find an actual, you know, some crack or whatever. I throw it out the window. I'm a wintertime baby, so it was a snowstorm outside. She made me go out there in the snow and find it. And she cried like, please go get it. Please go get it.
She went to confess. Now mind you, sure, how old was you then?
I was about 8 or 9.
So, I guess that was her first time knowing.
I know. I didn't know.
She didn't know.
I didn't know.
So
it wasn't abnormal.
So look, she threw the shit out the window, right? So when my mom would come back, Sharl go to confront her. Mom, you doing drugs? She's like, well, why you say that? I found it. She's like, where is that? She's like, I threw it out the window.
She was like, go get it.
You better go find it.
And I was crying. She started crying too. She like, you better go get it.
Yeah. At that age, did you notice like a deterioration or like a change in her health or her appearance?
I mean, I was too young to, like I said, I was so used to Sweezee and her not, if she ain't there, I didn't know I was missing anything. And as far as fathers, like they all had their separate fathers. Like Sweezee's daddy was on the case with White Boy Rick. Like they had big fathers. His side of his family made sure that our household was took care of as if I was you know, a part of their family. Like they bought all the furniture or whatever prior to us them digging up, and we actually lived without knowing he for 5 years. Like that's not the 12 season shit is because of how many seasons it is in a year, and that's how long we lived without no heat. In the front room, we burnt all our furniture, the bunk beds, anything that we could burn, we burnt, and we slept in the front room for years. So, I mean, yeah, I didn't know my father, so I didn't have another side of the family, and my mother's side of the family didn't fuck with us because whatever reason. So I didn't have another side of the family. All I ever had was Sweezee.
Who don't fuck?
I'm talking about mama's side of the family.
Oh, I was about to say who don't fuck. What you just saying, like?
What millions?
People you don't know?
Why? We didn't know them.
Oh, okay. Well, say that because you.
So how they fuck? If I don't know them, then they don't fuck.
No, because when you said like.
Not they dislike us or nothing.
Yeah, you just.
We just didn't know them.
She don't know them.
So
I'm just making it seem like it was a problem. Like they don't fuck with me.
No, I love them. That's not a problem. What I'm saying, they weren't there for that process. Later on in life, I had a brother when I was 6. He gonna talk about he packed up his legs when he found out my mama was pregnant. I'm like, why would you thought you was gonna have to take care of him too? He gonna talk about some.
So I did.
Like, bitch, you see what the fuck is going on?
Shout out to me.
Shout out to my nigga me.
That ain't funny, but I understand.
I did.
Yeah, so she ended up, she married my little brother.
Man, then by that man, I was like 16 when she got pregnant with little bro. I'm like, I'm about to
like,
go.
bitch, you ain't even take care
I'm
of
like, I'm about to go live with my grandma. My mom was like, please don't leave.
So she kind of highlighting how it was for her, but she was way younger than you. But you going through it at this
my
point.
Shit, listen.
You already hustling.
My childhood was raw.
He was on bullshit. That's why he's so calm right now.
Raw.
No, like people don't be people don't see they see the more mature. At this point, he 44 years old. A lot of the shit that motherfuckers talk about, he don't give a flying fuck about. All he care about is making some money. He barely go outside. He can make money from his couch. Like he don't get off into bullshit, and bullshit don't come to him because he don't put that energy in the world. Me, on the other hand, I'll be on bullshit.
Well, I thought you said earlier that you a sweetheart until you not like it to a
yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying.
The day before the baddies, I just got into a fight. And we ain't gonna talk about what happened the week before that, or the week before that.
Man, hold on. So, man, I definitely want to ask you about your boxing record for sure. But so you said your childhood was turned. So you was
bro.
No, I said my shit was raw.
No, he was on bullshit.
I mean, it was like okay. Man, my shit was the good, the bad, the bad, and the ugly.
We need one good story.
Like, I'm gonna be honest though, Sharl's life might have been rougher than mine because my mama probably was a little worse off by the time she had her. You know what I mean? And like she said, she didn't have no father. She didn't even know her father. You feel what I'm saying? So my pops died from an overdose when I was like 7, but I still had my grandparents.
Yeah, it was a good grandparents.
And my mama had me when she was like 16, so she was still young. So we both still stayed at the house with my grandfather. You know what I mean? So probably like my life was really cool up until my grandfather died. That's when shit got evil.
His grandfather died at what age?
I was like 12. I was 12 when my
so that's
still
died. Well, that's still nice. I mean, I ain't saying like that. I was
12, but I will say this. By the time you're 12 years old, you know a lot and you absorbed a lot from the people you were around. And my grandfather was a good example. And I like to think that a lot of the good stuff and the moral shit that's instilled in me came from that. So you know what I mean? Because after he died and I had to just stay with just me and my mama, it was crazy.
And granddaddy died, and I found out what the streets about.
Started slanging from the crib. We was sleeping out.
Knew that it was wrong, but I'm on and we eat now.
So this is real life.
Real life.
Just like you was talking about it's all like real.
Yeah, it's real life shit.
So you say your father passed away when you were 7. 7. From a drug overdose. But I heard you saying some of your songs you was like she just mentioned on case with White Boy Rick.
No, my daddy was a drug kingpin.
You said he was what?
My daddy was a drug kingpin. He was sneaking and geeking.
Oh, he was using
my daddy wasn't no fiend.
No, nobody knew he used.
No, my daddy was.
They had came up with rumors about since he was about to go to jail.
Niggas dead. Yeah, niggas be telling he faked his death, all kinds of shit. No, my daddy wasn't a junkie. He was just he was getting money. He was sneaking and geeking.
Did you like have a good relationship with him?
Fantastic.
Prior to his passing?
He had big
Hell
ass
yeah.
chains with his whole name spelled out, fresh as hell. Like, no, he.
No, hell yeah, my daddy, no. I was the apple of my daddy eye. My daddy was around.
But he just wasn't with your mom's though.
No, they wasn't together. Nope. But
So-
wrong. My dad, that nigga,
You know what's that funny?
That nigga used to go above and beyond. I used to have all kind of shit that I ain't need: jewelry, chains, motorcycles. You know what I'm saying?
My mama gonna tell me.
I couldn't. I was. Mind you, I was 7 when he died. What the fuck was I gonna do with a motorcycle? You know, he just used to buy, you know what I'm saying, all kind of shit.
So when he fucked up, he was like, yeah.
The motherfucking.
I'm about to blow up. I'm about to blow up. Bitch, and I'm about to get plenty of money. I'm gonna do everything for my son. I ain't gonna do shit to you. She gonna tell me, why did that nigga blow up? That year he did everything he said he was gonna do.
Oh yeah, he spoken into existence.
Yeah.
Do you remember the day when you found out he passed away?
I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
We never talk about it.
I
mean, we never talked
daddy
about
died.
Alright.
Shit, I was actually asleep, and I told you my mama had me when she was young, so
16.
we was still at the crib. I got an uncle that's so if I was
like
if I was
8 years
like 7, Unc would have been like maybe 12.
Yeah,
Me and my
like 6
uncle
years,
kind of grew up
5,
like brothers because he was still a kid. You know what I'm saying?
We got
That's why I
adopted
had the
too.
room with the bunk beds and all kind of shit. So my uncle, he like I say, he was older than me, but he was a kid. So I'm guessing he heard them talking about it. Then he came and woke me up, and he woke me up. I'm like, "What's up?" He like, "Yeah, they said."
You still got something in there?
He said, "Yeah, they saying your daddy dead." And I was like, "All right," and went back to sleep because
He a kid, and it hadn't really clicked in
I
his
was
mind.
I was 7 years old. I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, about death and
Like,
all
I ain't
that.
never
Nothing back then. I went right back to sleep. But then everybody was, overdoing it, crying and trying to all in my face and shit. So, but he the first person told me. But like I say, when he said it, I didn't really even understand.
He didn't tell you how he passed away. He just said he passed away.
He probably didn't know. He was a kid too.
eavesdropping.
He was a kid too, so they probably didn't tell him that. Well, they used to lie and tell me that my daddy. It's probably inappropriate to tell a 7-year-old, yeah, your father died from an overdose. You know what I mean? So they used to tell me he had a heart attack or he died from natural. They used to try to tell me bullshit, and then. Sometimes niggas, man, what happened to your daddy? A heart attack? Niggas, how old was he? 27. Nigga, your daddy had a heart attack when he was 27. So then when I was a teenager. My grandma.
Yeah, she probably was.
My grandma, she ain't want to believe that shit. My grandma wasn't going. You couldn't tell her that he OD'd. She'd be, your daddy didn't do drugs. Somebody came in there and shot him with a needle while he was asleep. They poisoned him. My grandma, she ain't want to believe it, man. So.
Mama, no.
The one time I went over there telling my mama some of that bullshit my grandma said, she was like, listen, baby. She was like, listen, baby. Your daddy died from an overdose. She like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Now that make more sense.
Yeah. R.I.P. to your pops, man.
My dead daddy, I'm gonna shine like a fog light.
R.I.P. my pops. R.I.P. Disco Pat.
Yeah.
Shout out to my sisters.